know you've got some wonderful relationships with some of the consultants. So maybe just want to just share one or two of those. I mean, I could throw Heidi's name out just because I know she's such a common denominator between us, and I see two of you on stage all the time as well. But yeah, I think that just shows, I mean, the partnership and the depth. Maybe, I think if you could explain a little bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, impossible not to start with Heidi on that one. There's many others I could mention. Maybe if we have time, I could touch on one or two others. But Heidi in particular stands out. Heidi Schwendy, for anyone that doesn't know who we're referencing, she's in the outskirts of Toronto. She joined WSI around the same time as us, maybe 6 months later. And I guess connected on a relationship basis. We were both kind of starting from zero in WSI and did a few bits and pieces together, none of which were particularly successful. Neither of us made much money out of the relationship the first 4 or 5 years. But we just connected emotionally and with mutual respect. And both myself and Heidi individually and her with the team. She loves the team. Anyone says anything bad about the team, she'll be around their house with a baseball bat. I promise you that. And then what that morphed into was building up a steady book of business together, learning from our wins and our fails. One time we both flew out to a new client last minute in Arizona. I came from the UK, she went from Toronto. This was years ago, like 6 years ago. And at the time, it was a big deal to us. And frankly, now it wouldn't be, but at the time it was. So we both flew out there like on the 4th of January, last minute. And I think that was just a great sign to each other that we're committed to each other. We're going to go to Arizona last minute and seal the deal. And obviously bonded as well. So anyway, that carried forward and having that steady increase of business together then enabled us to, essentially look at each other and said, whoa, we work quite well together. What else could we do if we really tried? And that's the things that you're mentioning, Francois. So I think 3 years ago, WSI paid search status with Google got to a premier partner level, and then even within that, a higher category, which led to us having the opportunity to do events with Google. So the short version is we'd have a half-day event, we'd share the stage with Google, a couple hundred businesses would come along, have food, have 2 or 3 different keynotes, and at the end of it, many of them would ask to work with us, is the short version. And for the first one, the trial, I liked the idea of it, but I had no experience of filling an event or marketing an event. I just said to Heidi, Google said I could do an event, but I haven't got a clue how to fill it. And she literally just said, leave it with me. And the next thing you know, the event comes, it's standing room only. We signed $1 million deal from the first event, and the rest was history. And we went on to do a tour across the North Americas for about 18 months until COVID got in the way. So, and Heidi is the most humble, modest, hardworking person I've ever met. She will do 14 hours of grunt work a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I won't embarrass her with saying how much, but she makes a lot of good revenue from her business. So she's very special, and it's just a great example of relationship. And as you said, Francois, many of those deals are spilled into other services. We get these clients from Google events, they need SEO, and then your company comes into the mix to help. So it's nice. It's about looking after each other and sharing. But I mean, many others relationships are just also incredible, but we don't have an hour for me to discuss them. But just amazing people that truly care about you. When you're at conference or chatting or catching up, as I said before, the relationships are real, right? And that's what makes all these people so special. The Peter Jasniskis, the Ryan Kellys, the Milton gang, the Gervaises and Denise, and just so many. Like honestly, I would insult people if I tried to name, so I won't.
Yeah, no, but it's great that you just share the one, and I mean with Heidi and even these other names you've mentioned. I have an amazing relationship with her, and so what does it say? It says that Here's an IC who comes into the network, feels a way around, it works, it doesn't work, but, it really commits. And all of a sudden, and I think what you're saying, when you both fly to Arizona, I mean, there's a commitment, right? It's like you don't even know you're going to get the job, right? So it's like you're going on what she believes is going to work, and it might turn to nothing. But I work with her. We actually share some of the same meetings with her clients. I mean, we both go on half an hour, and walk back. And just watching that's a good lesson, to other consultants out there to, partner, work well, and as you say, it's a team. It's not a vendor anymore. There's so much, added value that comes from that.
Yeah, and what I would say as well is that deeper relationship and the teamwork. Because you're right. I mean, there are countless clients now where, like you said, it's the first half an hour is SEO, which is you and your team, and then my team come on to the second half for paid. But what it also allows you to do is actually refine a process, because every business has a process, right? Whether or not it's perfect or whether or not it's perfectly documented in SOPs or communicated to clients and partners is one thing, but every business has a process, a way of working. But that being said, in a service-based industry, it can't be too rigid, right? Because we're humans in different scenarios with different clients. So, how we treat, in inverted commas, one IC and their clients can be entirely different to another, right? Some want us to manage the clients directly and be on the monthly calls with the end client. Other ones want us to stay in the back end and just, work on the engine. What I would say, one of the most profoundly clear and enabling things we developed as Heidi was this: your job is marketing, my job is sales, my team's job is production. Stay in your lane, I'll stay in my lane, team will stay in their lane. And having that marketing, sales, production relationship where she's bringing in leads, filling in events, all that stuff. The lead comes to me, I close it, and then my team do all the work afterwards and manage the client. That dynamic and trust only came after many years of collaboration and refinement. And if you think about that, Heidi, as an example, she puts all of her effort into lead gen for advertising with us. Literally, it's all she does. I'm not joking. And she will just hand them off to me. But she's not involved, period. As soon as that person clicks a link and books a consultation, she's out of the picture. And again, we could talk about relationships all day, and we have similar dynamics with many other consultants and agencies, but they're all different, right? In their own way, they're different because we've worked together for years and we've grown a mutual respect and understanding.
Exactly. No, she can be your best salesperson, and is exactly, marketing person, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
so,
and it's an IC dream as well, right? Like, I mean, every IC comes in looking for different things, I'm sure, but at the end of the day, I think ICs essentially want to build their network and relationships, sell good deals to good businesses who need help that will deliver good results, and then basically have no involvement. I mean, that to me is the dream. If I was an IC, you don't need to get bogged down in production and client management and billing and contracts and all that stuff, right? So depends what you want.
Well, you can join the network, and not to belabor it anymore, you can have the best AdWords PPC guy at your side. I consider myself one of the best SEO guys around at their side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're going in with this team that gives you so much confidence, as opposed to going on whether you don't know whether you're going to deliver or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you've covered a lot, and I think it was great, talking through that. And so being in this network, I mean, and you probably covered many, but what is the biggest value, that you're getting from being part of this network, that you feel?
Oh yeah, I mean, biggest value in this network is the people. And like you said, that's been a theme inadvertently of our conversation so far anyway. But it's without a doubt the people. I mean, it's in the name network. And I just think none of us would be anywhere near as successful as any of us are, or will be, for people coming through, from the beginning, without each other.
And I think, what's covered in this conversation, even from both of us, because, I mean, I started 17 years ago, and I've got to say that I have found the leadership team in WSI is so accessible. Never mind approachable.
Yeah.
It's like they're so accessible, and they really work with it. And this is not just to promote WSI in that way, but you mentioned, Doug. You meet Doug, you talk about something, they see an opportunity, where they're prepared to, put something in, and you give something back. And I think it's that network. Without that, we would all be individuals, with our businesses, trying to compete with one another.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%. And we all, every single one of us, hold Dan Monahan, and probably more broadly the Monahan family, our eternal gratitude and debt for that, because, he's the visionary, along with Mark as well, Mark Dodson, who created this ecosystem, right? I mean, it just wouldn't exist for us to run around in and have fun and make success from if they didn't do that and continue to foster that. I mean, and with all due respect, you look at some of these people and think, you don't need to work anymore, right? But they still do. Dan's still trying to manage 8 different companies at once or his involvement, because, he's passionate and he is a visionary, and we all owe an awful lot to that.
Yeah, no, it's been wonderful, and there are many highlights, that I've had in my time, and just going back to the network, you mentioned 26 years, right? That's how long this has been running. So, and it's still going. So if it wasn't going to work, people are worried about it. It's gone past that sell-by. There's no sell-by date at this stage.
The roots are deep.
So, give us a few of your highlights, that you've had, since you've been with WSI. I mean, you've authored a book, you've published things. Tell us some of these things that you're really proud of.
Like me individually, or the company?
No, you as an individual. Yeah.
The thing I'm proudest of is my team. Actually, is the group of individuals I get to work with every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up and I think, are all those people really coming into work today from something I made or helped make? It's a really weird feeling, and you see them doing incredible things that it's a very proud moment when you completely lose track of your clients in a weird way. Businesses coming in, businesses being serviced, businesses being successful, and the first thing you hear about it is a case study, a positive one, and it's amazing. And every single one of them are champions and work so hard to serve the WSI network. So that is my overall greatest pride. As for a personal highlight reel, it would be quite a long one, because I get given lots of wonderful opportunities to have fun in the network, Without a doubt, the Cancun conference at the end of 2019 was up there as far as getting to share my philosophy on selling from the stage, and obviously writing the book just for that. That book, IMAX, at least once a week. Is it on Amazon? And it's not. I wrote it for the WSI consultants and published it at my own cost for the WSI consultants. Just the whole conference was amazing. Releasing the book and having a great keynote and hearing from other people, all the parties and cocktails and fun times. So, if overall, I highlight every year is the WSI conference. That's what I look forward to most.
Yeah, I never want to miss those. They're great. It's just
no. It's definitely one of those things. The fear of missing out, it would be too much to cope with. So, it's always the highlight. WSI do a great job of, I think, definitely highlighting internal expertise where it's relevant and constructing an agenda that's going to help people grow their business, but also bringing in outside counsel and expertise and even big names. I was actually supposed to be sharing the stage with Larry Kim that day in Cancun, who's obviously phenomenally successful and well known. Probably puts both you and I to shame in that regard, Francois. But they're always the highlight. And that's the fun part and pride part of the team. That answers the question.
Excellent. Well, we're reaching the end of our interview, and I mean, I've enjoyed listening to it. I didn't realize some of your story, which is fantastic. So,
Me too.
your personal motto, a lot of us maybe go through it, and mine I tell now and every time, because the second time I asked it, the RC said, "Well, what is yours, Francois?" So I thought, well, I better have
See,
one.
they're a naughty interviewee. You have to sit there and answer questions. You're not allowed to challenge the interviewer.
Yeah, challenge the interview. So I said, well, mine is not accepting second best. It's something that I've always said, and I think it's coming out of, cooking and doing stuff. If I don't do a good meal, I turf it and I start again, and I try and teach, teach my team, my staff, like if something's not perfect or good, do it again. Don't just accept it, that it's good enough, So I think it might be the Virgo in me coming up that, wants a bit of that.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff.
That's a wonderful motto, but I'm not sure I'd want to work for you.
Oh, you're right. So what's yours? Let me see if I can change jobs.
No, mine is nowhere near as literal or profound, but it's borrowed from the Beatles, from the 1967 single "All You Need Is Love,"
All you need is love, right?
and I believe that with all my heart.
Yeah.
And if you give love and find love and look for love, I think that translates into whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And certainly, I can say I have genuine love for a lot of people in the WSI network. And I don't think what we've created and will continue to create and grow would have been possible or anywhere near as good without it.
Right. Thank you. So, if you went to happy hour with me, what would you be ordering? I've got this Jack Daniel's bar in my house, which I need to put a picture in the video as well. And people look at it and say, this guy must drink a lot of Jack, but most of the time it's just a glass of red wine. So,
glass of red wine. I've seen you with that a lot, actually. That makes a lot of sense. And actually, fun side fact. Obviously, I'm kind of Scottish. I was born in England, but I've lived here most of my life. And everyone assumes that I like whiskey. I don't. I hate it. So I just want to get that out there. If I meet you at a new IC, don't assume that I like whiskey.
Yeah.
Anyway, my drink is a French martini, which is quite funny because when you tell people that in North America, they look at you like you have two heads. I don't know if it's a very British thing or continental European thing, but it's essentially just a delicious martini that is vodka, Chambord, and pineapple juice shaken. Wow. And it's a delightful cocktail that I've tried to make myself many times and failed.
I'm sure that you and Chuck could get on really well because Chuck is a martini guy as well, and he's like very.
Well, the difference may be though that I think I like the French one because it's got the fruit juice and the flavor of the Chambord, but I don't know if I could handle the straight up martinis with nothing much more than jet propellant and olive.
That's right. I experienced that with Chuck when he came over to South Africa. Chuck Bainkoff, and we had a 2-week tour through here. I tried it once and I said to him, "No more." So, Jack, thanks. Thanks so much for. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, with Chuck and you and whoever else, I just can't wait to have a drink with anyone in the network as soon as this pandemic nonsense is over.
Yes, we've got to get back together. So you've spent, we've done 45 minutes. It's fantastic sharing your time. If you could have been anywhere else but with me today, where would you want to be?
That's a really hard one, and you can tell I didn't do my homework. I don't have an answer.
Well, you could say, I want to be on a horse out there in the open fields.
You know what? No, you know what, Francois? I've had a wonderful time doing exactly what I've been doing. It's been a fun conversation, and you're a great host. And in this moment, I wouldn't have wanted to actually be doing anything else.
Yeah, thank you so much.
But yes, when the pandemic is over, I need some sunshine and some cocktails, please.
Well, sunshine, this is where we got it,
Yeah, I know. I could tell you. your face is all red, and I'm like a ghost. Such is the pros and cons of living in Scotland.
Right. So thanks so much, Jack. I appreciate it. This has been wonderful, and sharing your story, with everybody. The viewers are going to watch this, so we'll get a lot of value. And even, RCs within our network can get to know, you much better, I think from what you shared, because we don't all maybe have this time with you. So, thanks a lot. And I hope to see you soon, right? So when this is all over, we can meet again at a conference.
My absolute pleasure, Francois. Thank you very much, mate. See you soon.
Thanks, Bye.
Take care. Bye, guys.